Good day, and welcome to another episode of A Seat at the Table. My name is Mike Flores, and I'm fortunate to serve as the Chancellor for the Alamo Colleges District. And as you know, A Seat at the Table allows us to discuss and understand different topics that relate to our educational mission at the Alamo Colleges District with an eye towards the impact on students. And so this afternoon, we're going to discuss in particular Alamo Online. We're fortunate to have nearly 10,000 students that connect with us virtually, being able to take coursework through any of the 5 colleges and cross the finish line with a credential. Today, we're joined by 2 guests. We have Monica Guerrero, who serves as an enrollment team lead with Alamo Online that supports those students, both current students and prospective students. Thank you for joining us, Monica.
Thank you, Dr. Flores.
And then, of course, we're joined by Dr. Jean Sprague, who has given 28 years of service to the Alamo Colleges District Board of Trustees. Our board chair, Dr. Sprague. Good to see you, Dr. Sprague.
And it's great to be here as always.
All right. Well, thank you. So we're going to go right into our discussion related to Alamo Online. I wanted to kind of set just a little bit of a context. And I think for all of us, as we are emerging into a new normal relative to the pandemic in particular, the last 20 months definitely have been a challenge. But we have obviously been able to ensure that our 65,000 students are able to continue to connect and cross the finish line. As part of that, Alamo Online in particular has been an area of support for our students. Dr. Sprague, I mentioned the 28 years of service. Definitely, we've had probably close to two decades of providing internet instruction. But in particular, I wanted to ask you, why has Alamo Online been a strategic priority for the Board of Trustees?
Right. As you say, we've always had online, or at least since the internet was invented, essentially, we've always had the availability of online courses. But that's really what it was. It was certain courses you could get online, particularly in our developmental areas. But the board realized several years ago that we needed to make online a major function, a major effort. We asked the chancellor, charged the chancellor to get involved in developing a program. Of course, we have recruited many wonderful staff, including Monica, to get the program on a full-fledged. But the main reason for us going in this direction is to maximize opportunity. It's all about opportunity. We can reach a whole lot more students that way. We now have the opportunity for students who say, I'm working full time. I can take advantage of full online courses in the evening or in the morning, depending on what my job is. And I can reach that degree, or I can reach that certificate that I've always wanted. So, and it's the trend that many universities and colleges are going through right now. So our goal really is to provide more opportunity, and also, as in everything else, to become the number one online education center in the college arena from now on. So this really provides a lot of opportunity for students who are juggling work, family, other priorities in their life. But because this work was initiated in such an effective way by our chancellor and his administration, when COVID unexpectedly descended on us, we were prepared. We were able to switch in a matter of 2 weeks, really, to where we're full online courses. Well, if we hadn't had this infrastructure in place, that would not have, it would have been a long time before it got fully online.
I think, Dr. Sprague, thank you for that. You mentioned access and opportunity related to Alamo Online. And then the other part, which I think in 20 months later, right, is really having the team in Alamo Online being able, working with colleagues within the district and the 5 colleges to be able to pivot thousands of faculty and most importantly, 65,000 plus students to virtual instruction. So I think sometimes we may forget that.
Exactly. It says, wow, you did an amazing job. But if you go a little bit deeper and say, how did you do that? Then it comes clear that we were prepared, not knowing we were preparing for something like this.
Very true. Yeah, I think the investment that the board has approved over several years, plus being able to have top-ranked talent internally at Alamo Online, of course, our faculty across the 5 colleges, most importantly, close to 10,000 students that have the access and opportunity that Dr. Sprague mentioned. And I mentioned top-ranked talent, so I want to ask a question of Monica Guerrero, who serves as the enrollment team lead for Alamo Online. And Monica, can you tell us a little bit more about what that looks like? What are the degree and certificate offerings for Alamo Online?
Absolutely. So just as Dr. Sprague mentioned, we're trending right now. Online education is trending across the board nationally. 15% of the undergraduate population is enrolled in some type of program. So we talk about accessibility. Why not offer that in our very own backyard? So with Alamo Online and the collaboration of the 5 colleges, we have 70 plus offerings that are exclusively online. So we have certificates. We have occupational skills awards for students that are just, wanting to heighten their credentials. And we also have associate's degrees. And so we talk about accessibility, we talk about opportunity, we talk about convenience, especially for our adult learners. We have so many students here in San Antonio area that may have started with college and didn't complete their degrees. They're in the workforce, they have families, or we have students who right after high school may have entered, the workforce and didn't pursue college. And so now we have these opportunities for them to pursue a degree while, at the convenience of their own. They never have to come on campus. These programs are fully online, exclusively online, with not having to come to campus once. And so we're really excited to offer this opportunity for our adult learners, but anybody who's just seeking that convenience of pursuing school online. Mm-hmm.
Excellent. So one of the things that you mentioned, how is being an Alamo Online student different from a student who is coming onto campus, perhaps taking a Zoom course, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or a hybrid course? How is that distinct?
Yes. So we talked about pandemic and what it looks like, right? With the pandemic and the hybrid courses and face-to-face. The main difference between these two is with the hybrid and the face-to-face courses, there's a particular time, there's a designated schedule in which students have to attend. Either they have to attend virtually, which is Zoom, or they have to attend physically at an actual campus. And so there's not that much flexibility with their schedule. And so we have students that may have changing, a reoccurring schedule, work schedule, where they have to accommodate that. They may have kids where they only can access their classes after hours. And so fully online offers that flexibility in which they can do at their convenience at any time. So they don't have that designated schedule. The great thing that I would like to add too, just the difference, a lot of times when students are shopping around for experience, for academic experience, they want to ensure that they're getting the same experience as our face-to-face. And I would say you are, because the majority of our faculty members who are teaching online are also teaching face-to-face. So the content is the same, you're getting the same knowledge, it just might be in a different format or in a different delivery mode.
Excellent. Well, what advice would you offer to individuals prospective students, right, who are interested in getting a degree online?
Great question. So I'm going to put my 2 hats on, my former advising hat and my enrollment hat. So as an advisor, I would say for students who are particularly interested, I would encourage you to start off slow, maybe 1 or 2 classes, get your feet wet, get acclimated to, time management, get acclimated to the platforms that we utilize, just kind of that transition into pursuing school. In terms of enrollment, I am so proud to lead 4 individuals who constantly hear the feedback of our students. My team in general, the majority of is first generation. And so they've also pursued classes online. So they really take the feedback that we get from students very well. And we're constantly working in collaboration with our marketing team. We want to build those stories. We want to build those resources for our students. We know that our students are self-sufficient. They're finding answers online. So we want to make sure that their experience on our website is sufficient. They're able to find those answers. If you go into our website, we actually have a couple of blogs for students who are interested. And it talks about what is it to expect online, what does time management look like online, how to engage with my professors. So just different resources that we've offered that we've learned from our students. Later on, you'll hear a testimony from one of our students, Jennifer Bettis, who will talk about her story. And so that's one of the things that we've also collaborated with our marketing team is really hearing the testimony of our students and what it looks like to be a successful completer. And so for those students who are possibly interested in enrolling, I would say visit our website and read some of those websites read some of those stories to see what the story looks like. You might find some of the stories are similar to yours, being an adult learner, being a parent, working full time. So I really encourage visiting our site to see some of the work that we've done with our students to make sure that they're getting that engagement. Mm-hmm.
Great. And I know it's probably popping up on the screen, but they can go to alamo.edu
/online.
Yes, sir. Dr. Sprague, what do you think?
I think I just wanted to bring up one point that it's obvious that the online experience is different than the traditional, but the question always comes up: what resources are available to those who are online? Is it online only? And the answer to that is that all of our resources are available, including to take advantage of our advocacy source, where we have food, clothing, housing help available. We have our advisors who are fully available and actually required as part of this. And so there's a whole network of resources available that are no different. And also the campus activities, the student activities. If you want to be involved in student government, student whatever, that's available to our online students as their time permits. So I just wanted to make that point real.
And I think that's critical, as Dr. Sprague mentioned, that the services are available whether you're coming on campus to take courses or whether you are online. And they're offered at various times of the day, which I think is also important to fit someone's schedule, particularly if they're working from 8 to 5 or after, that they can be able to access them online. So thank you for that, Dr. Sprague. And you can watch social media for pop-up markets from the advocacy services and other areas to ensure that you're connected and can take advantage of those opportunities that are available to all of our students, whether on campus or online, as Dr. Sprague mentioned. One of the questions that came up, Monica, is related to if we offer short-term or workforce programs online.
Absolutely. We offer them in both capacities, academically or the non-credit side. We do have extensive from IT to healthcare. So we do. So if you visit our website and if there's an interest that you see, please join our chat sessions and we can talk to you. We have enrollment coaches available on standby and ready to guide you. They're available through business hours. And so our phone is on there as well as email. And so we're ready to guide you in whichever endeavor you're ready to go.
So one of the things that is, we know we offer up to associate's degrees. We actually up to bachelor's degrees, associate's degrees, full portfolio of those, and then certificates, which we call level 1 and then level 2. But there's a lot of conversation related to what are called micro-credentials or badges. Yes. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. So as we've known through pandemic and what we've noticed is we're really trying to heighten for those students who may have a degree already or who are seeking a small credential to really heighten themselves. A lot of times resources that we put on our resume can be a little subjective. And so we need that opportunity to have that validity in our resources. So for example, if we want to talk about our project management skills, our collaboration, our communication skills, we now have platforms in which students can actually go and seek a micro-credential that's less than 10 hours. It's a badge or it's a credential you can put on your resume. And again, it's just an opportunity for them to heighten their skills and heighten their resume to build for their career.
Great. What are some of the most popular micro-credentials or badges that you see?
The badges that we're seeing right now are project management and communication. And then on terms of our other credentials that we're offering is a lot of IT certificates that we're coming in, especially Google Analytics. That's a big one. And so many different facets in industries you can utilize that degree or certificate. I'm sorry. So those are probably our most popular programs.
Two most popular programs. So adults, in particular, working adults, either seeking to upskill or to get that new job.
Yes, absolutely.
That are coming to us now, Alamo Online, to be able to do that. So we have two other questions. One is, and so we're fortunate you're here with us as part of that. So is online expensive? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, the online opportunity is the same as our face-to-face opportunity. The fortunate part, and thanks to our board, and it's a full support of our board, as of fall 2019, we actually expanded what we now call E-rate. And so for our students who are surrounding the area who may be out of Bexar County and are out of state, can actually benefit from a lower rate than what the standard rate is for face-to-face. And then as far as flexibility, there is opportunities for financial aid to utilize financial aid, both in online and face-to-face programs. So I would highly recommend, we usually tend to recommend students to apply for financial aid and see what they qualify for. And then of course, again, there's so much support. Our scholarship foundation, our foundation scholarship, that's also available across the campuses as well. So definitely a lot of opportunity for funding.
So I think one of the wonderful things that you mentioned, Monica, is related to E-rate. So if you are taking courses online, solely online, and live outside of Bexar County, then you are able to take it for $180 a credit hour. So a course would be, if it's 3 credit hours, right, multiply it by 3, which is lower than the regular out-of-district rate. So Dr. Sprague, I'm gonna ask you the concluding thought related to Alamo Online and some of the moves like E-rate or other things and why that's important to the board.
Well, again, it's all about opportunity.
Yes, sir.
It's, our goal is to educate, make educational opportunities available to everyone. We share the state goal of maximizing the percentage of Texans, particularly people from this area, with college degrees and with certificates. So that's really the reason behind all of it. And we have now an excellent operation ongoing right now, thanks to Monica and all the people over there. And so that's really what it's all about. And we're ready to provide that opportunity to everybody and eager to provide that opportunity through some funding breaks, as you mentioned, and other support services.
Well, thank you, Dr. Sprague. I really want to thank you all for joining us today. I want to thank Dr. Sprague being with us and our special guest, Monica Guerrero from AlamoONLINE. As mentioned, if you choose to connect with us online or continue as an online student, the faculty member is engaged with you. There's wraparound support services that Dr. Sprague mentioned, of course, an advisor coming from AlamoONLINE, being able to ensure that you're successful course by course, term by term. The other part is looking at innovative rates. If you live outside of Bexar County, solely online, you can be able to utilize the E-rate. If you want more information about our online programs, you can go to alamo.edu/online. For that, I want to thank you for joining us today, and I want to ask you to continue to stay with us so that we can go ahead and look at Take 2 with TPR, and you'll get to hear from one of our fantastic students.
Do I take this off right? Good afternoon and welcome to Take Two with TPR. I'm Camille Phillips, TPR's education reporter, and we do Take Two with TPR in partnership with the Alamo Colleges District. It's basically a second act after a Seat at the Table episodes every month. I'm here with Dr. Mike Flores, the Chancellor of the Community College District, and Jennifer Perez. She is a student with AlamoONLINE, and that's the topic of today's discussion. It's all about AlamoONLINE, which is online classes, and it's a little different than just like the Zoom classes that were during the pandemic, right, Dr. Flores?
Yes.
Can you just give us like the quick overview of that in case some people popped in lately?
Sure. So a Zoom course closely resembles, right, perhaps a 9 a.m. English course that you registered for Mondays and Wednesdays. A AlamoONLINE course would be what we call an internet course, right, which would be asynchronous. More than likely, you can take it when it's convenient for you. And I'm sure that may be some of the things that Jennifer and our other 10,000 students were interested in when they came to us for those courses.
Okay, so it existed pre-pandemic, still exists now, and it allows a student to take the course or learn that day's lesson at their convenience.
At their convenience. And I think the other part is, as a result of the last 20 months, what we're finding is that more individuals are interested in internet courses because of that convenience, that it can be at any time, perhaps that day or during that week. Oftentimes what we find is it could be if perhaps within a household, right, you have children or you have other commitments, and then finally at the end of the day you have time for yourself and for your coursework, and then that's when you can devote to those particular courses.
Got it. So Jennifer, I just want to hear about you a little bit. You are a student at AlamoONLINE, right? Can you just tell us why you decided to take classes online?
Sure. So I went ahead and I decided to do my online journey in 2018. I had not been to college, so I just wanted to get my feet wet. And I was a full-time employee at a pathology reference laboratory, and I had a discussion with my employer. And so he said that I should take some business classes that would help me, get more, out of work. So I went ahead and I started with 2 classes and my basics, and I went from there. I enjoyed it. It was very easy, very seamless. I was able to juggle my work, juggle my children, juggle home, and do it at the time that I needed to do it. So went ahead, did that, and then I talked to my advisor, told him exactly my job description, and they said, hey, why don't you try something different, like the healthcare administration program? So I went ahead and I decided to do that, which was a face-to-face and a hybrid class. I ended up graduating with the cohort number 2 in 2020 in the middle of the pandemic. But it was easy transition because I was already online ready. I already knew how to take that time management for myself. And then also my kids knew if I was at a certain position at the table, they were like, hey, mom's studying, do not bother her. Even the husband was like, we're not bothering mom. So they knew already what was going on. And so finished with that. And now I am at Texas A&M San Antonio, continuing with my bachelor's. And I will be done with that soon and going to continue to get my master's as well.
So you originally started out wanting to get a certificate?
I wanted to start off in business. That's what was recommended with me. So I started all my core classes online.
Okay, and basically your employer recommended it so that you could maybe get a bump on the pay ladder, as it were, and have a little more responsibility.
Hopefully. So yes, definitely that's exactly the route that he had mentioned that he needed me to go. My position is client solutions, so more administrative work. And so as I spoke with my advisor, she said, hey, got this healthcare administration program. So it kind of meshed well with me. And taking the online classes, built me to continue my journey that I'm on right now.
Okay. So Are you still at the same job or?
Yes, of course. Still working, still doing full time, and thankfully, not only that they're able to give me the flexibility, that I need, because as Dr. Flores mentioned, it's hard when you're doing those face-to-face classes. That's why I even take online courses now, is very easy for me to input into my schedule.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit about like time management? Because one thing, like if you have a class that's at a certain time every day and like the teacher's taking attendance, then that like you've got to be there, right?
Yes.
But I can imagine there's a little bit more of a self-commitment you've got involved where you have to decide that after a full day of work, I'm going to sit down at my kitchen table and learn that day's lesson.
Yes.
Can you just talk about how that works and how that
Sure.
made that work for yourself?
Yes. So with the online classes, the professors, they go ahead and they lay out their syllabus, and they are really good at, being very detailed about that, and when they are wanting their work done and when his assignments are need to be due. So when they're giving the assignments and the time frame of it, I go ahead, I write out my whole schedule. I let my family know, hey, these are my times that I need to study, and I'm able to put that time management in that. And even if I needed, some extra time, I let my work know, like, hey, I have a big test coming up. I need to study for this amount of time. They're very flexible, and they're like, hey, go ahead and, take that time that you need.
Sounds like you got a great workplace.
I do.
What I was going to ask was, I forgot what I was going to ask you now, but it was, I guess, did you get out of what you wanted? Do you think that you learned what you needed to learn and that you're able to progress into the next step of your career the way you wanted to?
Definitely. Even, everything that Alamo Colleges has provided for me, online, face-to-face, hybrid, has really helped me step up. Not only in my work and my career, but just me and myself personally, having that confidence and knowing that I'm getting great education no matter how I get it, whether it be online or face-to-face, even as small as the way I write emails, is different. And the way my dialect is a little bit different. So, it's very empowering to take these classes, and it doesn't matter what setting that you take it in. I still felt the same way, face to face and online. It gave me a sense of empowerment.
How does it work if you have a question? Like, since it's not a live class and maybe if you don't understand something from the lesson, what do you do?
So that's a great point. Like I said before, the syllabus that the professors lay out, they give you, how to reach them, what their estimated time and their response in their email. They even give you resources. If you're having a hard time in something. I know I had a hard time in class, in one of my English classes, and she says, here's the library hours, here's where you need to go. And they went ahead and they sent that email to me. So they were very, very responsive. And it didn't take long at all for them to respond back to me.
Sounds good. I remember what I was going to ask. I was going to ask, do you take classes part-time? Is that what you did? You went to school, work full-time and took like a few classes at a time?
Right. So at the beginning I did, because I didn't know how it was going to be. I was a little nervous and scared. And so especially with the time management, that was new to me. So I went ahead and I started off with 2. And last spring I had 6.
Oh, wow.
6 classes, and I worked full time as well.
How did you do that?
I lost a lot of hair, I think. But definitely it's if you put your mind to it, you definitely can get it done. And you put that time away and you have that goal and that focus, anything is possible.
So did you graduate from Alamo Colleges last year then, and now you're at A&M?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Got it. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Flores, I wanted to ask, there's like 70 classes or courses, 70 credentials or degrees or career paths that are available online. So obviously not all of the ones that are available in person, right?
So we actually have over 300 distinct programs, and we have about a third of those that are also offered online. So I think the important thing is the opportunity to connect and pursue those courses. You can get all of what we call your core curriculum courses out of the way online. You have multiple opportunities, and in fact, our classes start almost every 2 weeks. So you're able to do that. I think what Ms. Bettis mentioned is really key. Is one, she started out and took 2 courses. She wanted to kind of get her feet wet, right? Be able to connect and take those, and then ramped all the way up, right? To be able to take 6 courses with us, 18 credit hours, I guess more likely, and then pursued one of those 70 degrees that we offer solely online in healthcare management from Palo Alto College.
Yes, from Palo Alto.
From Palo Alto as part of that. So I think that is the key, is that working full time, having multiple obligations on your time, your family related to that, and work, and then being able to take courses at the time that you have set to take courses. And that's really the key for our 10,000 current students and tens of thousands of prospective students, because the intent is either to move up within the current organization or workplace, or perhaps to look for additional opportunities along the way. And so I really love what Ms. Bettis said is, dependent upon where she sat at the kitchen table, everybody knew that she was focused on studying. And that's really key, is carving out that time, and that her family was supportive of that journey.
Yes. Well, Dr. Flores, Jennifer Pettis, thank you so much for talking today and for sharing your story. We were learning about Alamo Online. This is Take Two with TPR in partnership with the Alamo Colleges District. Thank you so much.